This is the Olight Baton III Premium Edition. The regular Baton III does not include the wireless charging case. Inside the Baton III Premium Edition box, you will find a microfiber cloth, the wireless charging case with the Baton III inside, and the USB-C charging cable. Let's take a look at the case. This is the red version. There's a black version and there's a special edition or a limited edition blue version. The red one looks velvety and I think it's great. It reads Olight Baton 3 wireless charger. Here's the USB-C charging port with the status indicator. Flip it open. This is the status indicator for charging the Baton 3. The sticker reads, fully charge the Baton 3 3.7 times. And inside that looks like one of the MCC charging cables. MCC stands for magnetic charging cable. So I just said magnetic charging cable. Anyway, here's the Baton 3. But before we get into the Baton 3, we'll take a look at the case one more time. On the bottom, it reads 3500 milliamp hour, 3.6 volt, 12.6 watt hour capacity. So if you look inside the Baton 3, this is a 3.7 volt, 550 milliamp hour battery, designed for the S1R Baton II. Let's do the math. Here's the capacity. $550 times 3.7, and then divide that by 3,500 milliamp hour, and you get around 58%. The other 42% is lost due to the inefficiency of wireless charging. The inefficiency of wireless charging was pointed out to me by Marco from onelumen.com. But in this video, I'm just elaborating on that. So here's the case. Here's the 18650 35 milliamp hour 3.6 volt battery. If you were to compare the two, this one is a little taller, and the one in here is probably a flat top. That's the only way I can see how it would fit. All right, let's start charging the case. Here's my Storm 2 power bank. The reading on this power bank isn't accurate. So what I have to do is use my own power meter. As you can see, it's getting closer to 2 amp charging. Charging status indicator. This one reads 0.6 amp, which is way off. I'm hoping once the Storm 2 is released, there will be an update to the firmware. So that's the charging. And then for the Baton 3 charging, you can use one of the MCCs, or you can just slip this in. There's the charging indicator for the Baton 3. Very convenient. Use case. Why would you need this wireless charging case? Okay, the first reason is to protect the Baton 3 from scratches, dents, and metal filing. The second reason why you would use this case is because it's convenient. You can carry this with you and not worry about having to plug in the MCC. It will charge your Baton 3 3.7 times, and you can take it anywhere. You don't have to carry an additional cable with you. So that's super convenient right there. Okay, let's compare the Baton 3 with the S1R Baton II. If you look closely, the S1R Baton II has tiny little squares, raised squares, whereas the ones on the Baton 3, they're rectangular, raised rectangular shapes. Bottom is very similar. Charging ring is a little more thin. The switch area, this is pinched in, and this one is not pinched in. The optics are very similar. I think it's the same lens, but the LEDs are different. On the Baton 3, it reads 6,000 to 7,000 Kelvin. So it's going to go from white to very white. And the maximum output is 1200 lumens. Whereas on the S1R, the maximum is 1000 lumen. And the color tint is 6500 Kelvin with a color rendition index of 70. There is no CRI reading on this one. So it's probably lower than 70 or about the same. I don't know. Okay, and inside you have the battery positive end on top. And on the S1R Baton II, you have the negative end on top. Alright, let's compare the output of both flashlights. Alright, so on turbo, the Baton 3 has a maximum output of 1200 lumens, and it runs for 1.5 minutes, and then it drops down to 300 lumens and it runs for 75 minutes. And at 1200 lumens, the maximum beam distance is 166 meters. On high, it's 300 lumens, whereas on the S1R Baton II, it's 600 lumens. And then it drops down to 300 lumens after 1.5 minutes, runs for 45 minutes on 300, with a beam distance of 100 meters. On 300 lumens, this one runs for 95 minutes and it has a beam distance of 62 meters. On medium, it's 60 lumens, medium 60 lumens. The S1R Baton II runs for 3 hours and 40 minutes, whereas the Baton 3 runs for 7.5 hours, beam distance 38 meters. On low mode, Baton 3 is 12 lumens, runs for 33 hours, beam distance 60 meters. 12 lumens, 20 hours, 15 meters. On moonlight mode, it's half a lumen for 20 days, and this one runs for 8 days. Okay. Now, normally I wouldn't check out the manuals, but for the Baton 3 and some of the other Olights, I highly recommend that you do check out the manual. Here we go. Alright, so operation is pretty straightforward for the basics. Turn on. Press to change modes. Double click to go into turbo. Triple click to strobe. Alright, here comes the strobe. From off, press and hold power button and you go into moonlight. Keep holding it and it goes into lockout mode. Press again, it's back on. From off, triple click or double click to turbo. From off, triple click. Here we go. Now this is the reason why you would read the manual for the Baton 3. The timer. You can use the timer to automatically turn the Baton 3 off after 9 minutes or after 3 minutes. You can pause the video if you need to read that more closely. But other than that, you don't need the manual. Okay, let's compare the beam shots of the two. First up is the Baton 3. Moonlight mode. Low. medium, high, turbo. Those trees in the background, they're about 44 meters away. Now for the Baton II. Moonlight, low, medium, high, turbo. Alright, side by side now. Moonlight, low, medium, high, and turbo.